Hey everybody, I am Mrs. Hackman. I am the 7th grade counselor at Kings Junior High, and I'm going to be looping with the class of 2027. So we're together in 7th grade, and we're all going to move to 8th grade together. And it is that time of year to talk about scheduling. So let's dive right in. In 8th grade, we have 3 teams. We have 8 red, 8 white, and 8 blue. The school day begins at 7:45 and it ends at 2:15. There will be 6 bells a day, 4 core academic classes per day, which are language arts, math, science, and social studies. You'll have 2 encore classes a day. You'll have lunch every day, and you'll also have impact. In 8th grade, you will take the core academic courses. In 8th grade, you'll take language arts or accelerated language arts. You will take pre-algebra, high school honors algebra 1, or high school honors geometry. You will take 8th grade social studies and 8th grade science. We do have the option for 2 accelerated classes in math or in language arts. Those are our 2 accelerated options for our core classes. Your language arts placement is determined by the following information. So Common Core classroom assessments, AIR scores, MAP scores, and grades. Your math placement is actually determined based on what you are taking in 7th grade. So if you took in 7th grade currently, if you are taking Honors Algebra 1, next year in 8th grade, you will take high school honors geometry. Students who are currently taking or took in 7th grade, accelerated 7th grade math, as an 8th grader, those students will take Honors Algebra 1. And students who are taking 7th grade math, as an 8th grader, those students will be taking 8th grade pre-algebra. So if you have any questions about your placement or your child's placement in language arts and math, please reach out to your child's current teacher, and they'll be able to help you understand the placement. We have several fun encore choices at the junior high and 8th grade. You can take art, high school PE, high school health, high school integrated computer applications, developing character and leadership, Project Lead the Way automation and robotics, and Project Lead the Way medical detectives. Those are our semester options. Then we have full year options. We have band, percussion, and strings, which require previous experience. And then we have choir. We also have several options for foreign language. So we have Spanish 1, we have accelerated Spanish 1, we have French 1, we have German 1, we have Quest, and we have guided intervention. So when you're completing your course selection sheet, you will need to choose the number of encore classes to complete your schedule. So there's going to be a little math in here. So students need to fill 2 bells in both semesters. So this can be achieved through the following combinations: 2 all-year classes, 1 all-year class, and 2 semester classes, or 4 semester classes. Your encore choice selections do not guarantee placement in those classes. We will do our best to accommodate everyone's interest, but it is extremely likely that you will be placed in 1 or more alternate encore choices. Please make sure that you provide at least 2 alternative encore choices. Students who do not provide those alternate encore choices will be placed in any available encore class if the classes that are requested are not available. Previously, I mentioned Quest. Quest is a class that supports students in language arts and math, or math. It builds skills that will translate into success in other classes, and it is not a study hall. Students are placed in Quest based on MAP scores, AIR scores, and teacher recommendation. These scores are used for placement, and they indicate that students are not on track to pass the state assessments, the end of course exams, or receive college-ready scores on the ACT or SAT without intervention. It is a mandatory class for students who qualify, and the parents of qualifying students will receive an email on February 16th. It is a 2-semester class, so it is an encore bell, and students' progress will be tracked. So students who meet performance goals may be able to choose a different encore class in its place for the second semester. We have several foreign language options. So if you took 7th grade Introduction to the Spanish Language, you might be recommended to take Accelerated Spanish 1 or High School Spanish 1. If you did not take Intro to the Spanish Language, you could sign up for Spanish 1, but please understand that priority will be given to those students who took Spanish 1 or who took Intro to Spanish in 7th grade and who were also recommended to take Spanish 1. Students who did not take Intro to Spanish will be added if there's room in these classes. We also have the option of students to take French 1 or High School German 1. These are going to be given in the high school with high school students in these classes. Priority will be given to those high school students interested in these classes, but we do predict that there will be space for our junior high students. All right, we have several classes that 8th graders can take for high school credit. These classes are encore classes that students can take. So French 1, which is a year-long class, Accelerated Spanish 1 or High School Spanish 1, which is also a year-long, those are year-long classes. German 1 is a high school credit class, which is also a year-long class. And then we have 3 semester classes that are for high school credit: Integrated Computer Applications, Health, and PE. Please note that there is a rule about PE. Some students do get credit for PE if they participate in a high school sport, but we can't mix the two. So students need to choose if they're going to do a high school sport, they need to play 2 seasons of a high school sport, or they need to choose 2 semesters of a PE class. And if you have questions about that, please let me know. We did initiate a district policy at the beginning of the 17-18 school year. Any students who take high school credit classes, the grades that they earn will permanently remain on their high school transcript. All right, you might have questions about what these classes are. You can find more information about these courses on the King's Junior High website. If you look down at the bottom here, I have a big blue arrow pointing to the KJH course selection guide. In that course selection guide, you will find an overview of every class that we provide at our building. Here is what the course selection sheets look like. They are green this year, and this is the top. Here you'll see where it says the math track. So once again, it explains what class you'll be taking in 8th grade based on what you took in 7th grade. In language arts, it has a teacher initial next to the accelerated class. If you are taking that accelerated language arts class, you do need to obtain your current language arts teacher signature. And then you have to take science and you have to take social studies. At the bottom of your sheet, it gives you that little formula which says how you can choose the amount of encores that you need to complete your schedule. So once again, that's 2 year classes, 1 all-year class and 2 semester classes, or 4 semester classes. And there are our music options. They're phenomenal. If you like music, you'll love them. So if you are interested in taking music, we definitely encourage you to do so. Band, strings, and percussion do require previous experience. On the back of your course selection guide is where you will find your other encore choices that are not music. So you'll find your foreign language, you'll find Quest and guided intervention, and at the bottom, you'll see there the semester classes. It is noted that if you are choosing health, computer applications, or PE, those are a semester class, and they also are for high school credit. And then at the bottom of the back of your course selection sheet is what I talked about, those alternate encore choices. We want to try to provide you with classes that you'll enjoy. So the more options you give us as an alternate class that you're interested in taking, the more likely we can provide you with the class that you'll like to take. So we ask for 2. If you want to give me 4, that would be great to make sure that you have the classes that you really want. As I said, if you don't fill in this part, that doesn't mean you're going to get your top recommend or your top requests. just means that if I can't make your requests work, I get to choose where you go. And I don't like to do that. So please tell me what other classes you're interested in if you don't get your top choices. We ask for that parent signature. We ask for a student signature. And these course selection sheets are due on February 23rd to your team leader. All right. So you'll turn in that completed course selection sheet with a parent signature and any teacher initials by Wednesday, February 23rd. It's on there a couple of times. We need those on Wednesday, February 23rd. Okay, so now we're going to go into those frequently asked questions. Am I guaranteed placement in my core classes? Absolutely. If you're recommended to take an accelerated language arts class, we will make sure that you get an accelerated language arts class. If your teacher did not recommend you for an accelerated class, but you're still interested in signing up, we firmly believe our teachers are experts in their subject area and are really good at determining if students will be successful in an accelerated class. I would recommend you first to talk with your teacher. If you and your family talk with your teacher and still don't agree with the placement, there is an option for a change of placement form, but please contact your teacher to make sure that you understand and your child understands why the recommendation was placed. Does one 8th grade team have all of the accelerated students? No, absolutely not. We have 3 8th grade teams. We do our best to divide them across all 3 teams to make sure that all teams have an equal number of all kinds of students. Do I need to take a high school credit class as an 8th grader? You do not need to take a high school class as an 8th grader. We offer these classes, but you will have plenty of time in high school to take them. You will not be behind if you don't take high school credit classes during your 8th grade year. If you choose to take a high school credit class, it's important that you do well though, because as I said previously, that grade will permanently be on your high school transcript. My friend, sibling, neighbor said I should pick a certain team. Can I request a team? You cannot request a team. All of our 8th grade teams are amazing. We love all of them. We try to keep teams balanced so that class sizes are even and they're not too large. It's also quite complicated to schedule all of the students at KJH, so we can't really take requests. For these reasons and a lot of others, we obviously can't take team requests. If you or your family have a special circumstance, please contact me or Mr. Dunn or Mr. Allen and we can discuss it. Can I change my mind about what classes I'm taking? We build our master schedule based on what students choose on their course selection sheets. This means that we decide how many of each class is needed based on what you choose. So if you change your mind, there might not be room available in the class you want because we didn't plan on you being there. Can I choose the order of my classes? Unfortunately not. Your requests are put into the scheduling program and it decides the order of classes for each student that allows the most people to have their requests. I was recommended for Quest. Do I have to take it? If you are recommended for Quest, it is a required class. Yes, you have to take Quest if you are recommended for it. Quest recommendations are based on AIR and MAP scores, as well as teacher recommendations. Students are placed in Quest based on these scores. Used for placement indicate that students are not on track to pass state assessments, end of course exams, or receive college readiness on ACT and SAT without interventions. Next question. Do my course selections guarantee placement in encore classes? Unfortunately not. We will do our best to get as many students into their requests as we possibly can, but sometimes we don't have the space or enough teachers to accommodate your requests. Sometimes there's a conflict in your schedule and it doesn't allow all of your requests to work. So it is incredibly important to put alternate choices for encores in case your first choices don't work. Next question. There are no encores I want. What should I do? Try to pick something, even if it's not your top choice. If you don't put any alternative courses, then we will put you in what class has the most space, which may not be one that you are interested in taking. Can I rank my encore choices to ensure I am placed in my top choice? No, the scheduling program gives equal opportunity to all Encore choices, and it creates a schedule that allows the most students to receive their requests. All right, now we're at the final slide. What do we do now? Well, we hope that you take that green sheet home today and talk about it with the adults in your life about what you want to take in 8th grade. If you have questions for scheduling, I'm going to be available in the cafeteria on Thursday, February 17th, to answer any of your questions. For parents, I'll have 2 different Zoom times on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then again from 6 to 7 p.m. We sent home a link to the Zoom meeting to every 8th grader and 7th grade parent, but it is also found here in the PowerPoint, and you can find the PowerPoint on our school website. So that's a wrap for me. I think that's all the questions I could predict that you might ask. I am here and definitely available if you need anything. And I'm looking forward to having a lovely and wonderful time with you guys again next year. So take care, reach out, and if you need anything, you know where to find me. All right, go Knights.